Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Scenius Hub. My name is Nelson Kwaje. I am the founder of the hub, and I serve as the lead for the board and also the management here at the Scenius Hub. Scenius Hub is a creative space in the heart of South Sudan, Juba. We've been in existence for 4 years. We have active members both in the Seniors Arabic and the Seniors English. And it's such a delight to have everyone here. This is a segment of an evening wit. It's a regular program that we hold at the hub. We try to bring thought leaders and people who are from different backgrounds to come and share with us their experience and also give us valuable lessons. Today, honored to have Siran Riak. She's a model, actress, and a creative person. Most notably known for her role in the film Goodbye Julia, an award-winning film that all of us probably have either heard of or, okay, that kid is protesting me or, okay, so it's such a delight to have her here. I don't like to prolong introductions. So Siran, you're welcome on the stage. Vera Vera. Okay, super. So this is how this session is recorded. So part of this is going to go into our digital platforms subsequently. And I think we do this with the benefit of that. A lot of the content that we create will live way beyond our current time. So I will not prolong this. I will, Siran, welcome to Scenius Hub again.
Thank you so much. And thank you for having me. Thank you so much. Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. And thank you guys so much. Your time is appreciated. Thank you for turning up.
Okay, super. So I mean, as a very diligent person, I spend a lot of my assignment actually just borderline is stalking you online. Instagram, YouTube, the film, the word, so that I have enough context to be able to host you here. But maybe for the benefit of the audience here, maybe you can just start by introducing yourself and what you do.
My name is Siran Riak. I am obviously South Sudanese. I am a fashion model. I have an experience of 15 years in the fashion industry. I've been a runway model for the 15 years. My journey started in 2011, and I became a beauty queen as well in 2014. I was Miss Beauties of South Sudan, Miss Earth, and 2015 Miss Grand South Sudan, and Miss Popularity in 2017, Miss Africa Malaysia. And later on, I became an actress, and that was something unplanned. It wasn't planned at all. I never thought or imagined I was going to be an actress or an author, but great things just happen in unexpected times, like they say.
Okay, super. Just to take you back, maybe you can talk to me a little bit about your upbringing, like where you were born and where you spent your formative years.
I was born in Sudan. We left Sudan when the war happened in 2010. We went to Uganda. I did the high school before I went to Malaysia for university in 2016.
وين في السودان؟
خرطوم أركويت.
ايوه لانه عندنا ناس السودان كثيرين هم داري يعرفوا يا جنب من انا زمان شاهدت الفيلم not to preempt myself. انا شايف في الحاجات كثير دايره عن تاريخ بتاع السودان، التاريخ القديم والجديد بتاع السودان، احداث بتاع موت جونجرن وحاجات بالشكل ده. واحد زمن يعين الحاجات اللي في الفيلم والحاجات زمن انت قرات النص بتاع الفيلم السكريبت. Are there any things that are also related to things that you have seen in your own life growing up in Sudan?
Definitely. يعني that the times بتاعت المشاكل بتاع جونجران I was there. I was young, I was little, but I remember how chaotic it was and how scary it was at that time. So it wasn't really hard for me to act that part because I just had to remember some emotions and some feelings from the past. But yeah, pretty much.
And then other thing, I'll come to the film later, but also one of the other things you see, I watched the film and there is a lot of themes of redemption. لكن واحد بيعين النظر بتاع جزء من الشمالين ما كل الشمالين النظر بتاع الشمالين للإنسان الجنوبي. I noticed one of the things that when I was watching the film, they never recognized the northern part, the northerners never recognized the Junubi by name. بداية الفيلم قال الأبيد ديل, someone else says الجنوبي في جنوبي ساكيني في كده. There is a way of like, it's not dehumanizing, but it is not recognizing someone by name. Several other things that are very, it's very hard for someone to watch. Are these also things that you also witnessed in your own life, either growing up in Sudan or later on subsequently?
Yeah, I did. Growing up in Sudan, yeah. We have always been called the Junubin Del, that group of Junubin fil madrasa. We always sit at the back because احنا Junubin and we're really tall and we don't look like them, pretty much.
Pony? Yeah, so I'm going to actually go into a bit of, I'm going to show some stuff so that you can tell us maybe what these are about. There are a few things about your modeling career. Very cool. So can you tell us a little bit about this? Maybe they start with someone on the picture on the left. You're actually in that picture, right? Maybe you can tell us a little bit about this.
That was a Michael Cinco shoot. He was promoting, this is his menswear. But being a high fashion model, you're able to portray any image. And he thought I sold that look. I actually sold that suit.
So you're coming off as some the lady on the bottom right. What about the other picture?
That was a creative shoot with a group of creative people. It wasn't branded. We were just having fun, and I think it turned out to be good.
Okay, maybe you can share the next slide.
Right. These are local brands in Dubai. Her name is Mrs. Keeper.
So this is something you wear on the beach or casual?
Yes, it's a beach wear. I don't necessarily wear everything that I shoot.
No, but you're telling people to wear at least.
Yeah, I'm just selling the looks, but yeah.
But this is not something that you'll come with, and some of the stuff are not
my style.
Maybe we can see the next one.
Okay.
Oh. Maybe you can speak about the one on the left first.
Yeah, that was honey. That shoot was very uncomfortable behind the scenes because it was real honey and it was getting in my eyes. It was very irritating, and then there was so much bees and flies coming into me. It was scary.
So it's actual honey.
Yeah, it's real honey.
So what is the concept behind that?
It was a beauty shoot.
It's a beauty shoot.
Yeah, they're selling the eyeshadows.
Ah.
So they're trying to be creative about it. The other one as well is a beauty shoot. They're selling out the lips.
Okay. So how does it work for like I am not a fashion model, obviously. But how does it work? How do you transition from all these sets? Like one, you are doing something very classy. The next thing, honey is on all over your face. How does it work in terms of like?
I believe this is one of the benefits of being a fashion model. You actually have to have the ability to shapeshift. You can be so very many things in different times. There was a shoot one time I did. It was a series of different shoots. It was a 12-hour shoot, and we needed to portray 12 photos, and each photo was different from the other. I needed to be a different character. I don't know if it's online, but I needed to, shapeshift. They shifted me with makeup, but also attitude, and your character needs to shift with the makeup. And I looked like 12 different people in the pictures, and that's what fashion models should do.
So it's not just about your look, but you need to be in a certain emotional state.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe we can
An
see
expression as well.
Yeah, we can see more. Okay, super. A bit of a vintage.
Yeah, that is vintage. That's from Malaysia, 2017.
And the other one on this side?
Yeah, and the previous one is the same shoot.
It's the same shoot.
Creative shoot, yes.
How does a work day for such a shoot look like? Like you arrive in the morning and
it's not smooth. It's hectic. Yeah, we arrive. Sometimes we work under the sun because black skin works better under the sun. So they love to shoot us under the sun. It's very hot. It's very dehydrating. You just have to do what you have to do. Yeah.
Okay, super. Because I mean, why I'm asking some of these questions, because there are people here who probably want to get into modeling,
Oh,
or probably some people who don't understand this industry
yeah.
and they want to see how does it work, what are the requirements. Yeah.
Yeah.
What is some of the most challenging thing that you probably encountered early on in your career when you're getting into this?
It's the modeling industry altogether is challenging, and being a black model, the rejection part, it never departs. It's always there. You're always rejected because there's another melanin girl who's lighter than you, who fits the picture better than you, is picked for the shoot, or has more experience than you, or oh, they heard this girl has been in Milan before, then they pick her because you've never been to Milan before, then maybe you don't have experience. Yeah, the industry is very dark.
Um, in terms of being a South Sudanese, and also like growing up in all these places, what are some of the unique features or attributes that you bring into such kind of an industry?
Wow. I believe it's different. From individuality is different. I trained myself to be the best. And I know I'm the best at couture, high fashion. And that is, thank you. This is what we talked about earlier, being able to shapeshift. I'm able to do anything. I can look like anything. And it's not easy. Like, not everybody can do that. I don't accept some roles of shoots, nudity and all of that. I don't accept them. But whatever role you give me, I will do it the best that I can because this is what I like. And as a fashion model, you need to pick a category. What do you want to be? Not just a runway model. You can be a runway model, but you're still doing shoots behind the scenes. You're doing couture, you're doing editorials for magazines, you're doing prints, billboards. But what are you really showcasing when I take a picture of three of you guys? How different are you gonna look from the other person? This is something personal. This is your personal model aura. Nobody can teach you how to do that. You have to invest in yourself.
So when we talk about runways, like about walking,
Yeah.
it's about walking in
Yeah.
the clothes.
Yeah.
Fashion, fashion is about pictures. Or what is the difference?
Fashion is everything.
Uh,
Runway, prints, magazine, everything. But then models are in different categories. Like we have magazine models, they can't be runway models unless that fashion show, the designer wants a magazine model, which is sometimes can be a normal person, not necessarily very skinny, very tall, but the standard of being a high fashion model, you have to be very tall, very skinny. You have to have certain features, like very sharp in your face, very attractive. I don't know. Some people have different ways of being attractive on the runway.
okay, super. What kind of demands comes with that? This idea of having a certain shape, a certain one, like are there stuff that one that doesn't need to eat?
Yeah.
You need to be gymming all the time because I understand. So you don't have to be too gymmed up. You cannot be.
You have to be.
Yeah, you have to be.
Yes.
Yeah. So what kind of demands comes with that?
You have to have a certain lifestyle, obviously. I'm blessed because we're South Sudanese, we're very skinny naturally. I don't have to kill myself at the gym, right?
Yeah.
But you have to do that. You have to have a toned body. You have to have your 6 abs. You have to have like your shape well put together. You have to learn how to catwalk at any given time. You're able to strike a pose at any point. You're just a character who's just living and oozing fashion. You have to be like that.
The work you have in the middle of the night, you can catwalk.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think that's a very interesting bit. When you look at South Sudan, we have. I mean, I'm very critical about some of the like. We have a lot of we have some fashion shows here. We have a lot of beauty pageants. What do you think this stuff contribute? Because you started here or probably somewhere in Uganda or where. What do you think these things contribute? Like the the beauty pageant, the fashion shows. Like we have the Nile Couture, we have the South Sudan Fashion Week, different other fashion weeks. How do they link to the professional work out there?
I believe they train the girls who are based here, and I believe it should give the opportunity to, showcase the girls that are working these shows here because personally, I didn't know about that.
You don't know
I
about
didn't
all that
know.
going on here?
No.
Wow.
I know about beauty pageants. I know I see them on social media, but I've never seen anything like Juba Fashion Week. Do we have that?
We have a South Sudan Fashion Week. What else? We have Nile Couture. Yeah, maybe they need to do a lot of media outreach.
We need a lot of that because as South Sudanese right now, we're ruling the fashion industry around the world. So imagine we don't have a strong hub in our own country, and this is something that I always dreamt about, and I'm working towards to making South Sudan fashion-wise a hub of fashion where people come and source models, where people come and buy our brands, where people come and watch our shows because it's the next big thing in the world. It should be like that because we're making Milan be the next big thing right now, but it's South Sudanese models who are walking these shows.
So it's a bit of a, yeah, there's a disconnect, but we need to close that gap. Let's talk about acting. We've seen your role in Goodbye Julia. You are the Julia of Goodbye Julia. Did you do any acting before this role? No acting before
It
this.
was my first time actually acting.
Wow.
Yeah.
How did you get the role?
I was scouted on Instagram, and this is another important thing, social media. You never know what opportunity comes to you, and when it's coming, you have to be present. If this is what you love to do, you just have to be present on social media.
You scouted on Instagram, someone send you a DM or a comment or what?
Director Kordofani DM'd me about his film. He spoke a little bit. He left a brief introduction about the film and about himself. And he told me, I would love to meet you and scout you for the role. I didn't really understand how these things work because I'm not an actress. And I was like, yeah, I'm in Dubai. And he's like, oh, okay, I'm going to come in. I was like, okay, you can come. Because I didn't understand the magnitude of the whole thing altogether. And he did come in a matter of 2 days, 3 days. It was so fast. I was shocked with how fast everything was happening. We did have a conversation. I was supposed to do scouting, something like that, auditioning,
auditioning,
acting. I didn't know how to do it. He sent me the script because I'm not an actress. I didn't know. I didn't do my homework.
So that was an Arabic script?
Yeah. He sent me both Arabic and English, and he told me to prepare because I didn't know I'm supposed to act that for him. But then I just went ready to catwalk and ready to pose because this is what I knew for the
So you
past.
read the script and you were ready to pose?
I didn't know what to expect, and he didn't tell me. He just said we're gonna do the auditions. But I was like, okay, because audition in a fashion world, this is why I emphasize on educating yourselves as a fashion model, because this is a huge mistake I did. I mean, it took me somewhere, but then I wouldn't want anybody to go ignorant to a huge opportunity like that. I could have lost it because I wasn't prepared. I wasn't ready. I didn't know my script. I didn't know my lines. I was just there. I told him I can walk, and he's like, it's not about walking. Yeah, let's act this together. And then he taught me. He was very patient. He taught me how to do it. We took 15 minutes just going through the script. Not all of it, some scenes. And finally we acted, but I didn't know that's how it was.
So afterwards, when did you get the news that you were selected for the part?
In about 2 weeks.
About
later,
2 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah.
So these 2 weeks you were just chilling, doing your other things?
I didn't think he's gonna get back to me because when you're not ready and you know you messed up.
Those kind of exams where you're like, you know what, God, I leave it for you.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I don't think he's gonna get back to me because I wasn't prepared, and I gave him a lot of hard time, teaching me all of these things. So I wasn't expecting him to get back to me.
But he got back to you. He told you got the role, and then now you actually had to do more learning or more practicing.
A lot of learning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Pony, maybe you can actually take us a bit to the. You can maybe you can watch the trailer, and then we'll come back.
أكرم الحنية أكرم في جنوب ساكنين والبلد دي بقت ما آمنة خلوا بالكم.
أيها الرب الرحوم نضع بين يديك هذا الأرواح.
راجلي طلع معجة أبوي لقيته.
انت اسمك مين؟ انا جوليا. ده دانيال ولدي.
صاحب الخادم ولا شنو؟
كفاية عمر اللي انقضى وانا بخاف المنام.
راجلك وين؟ رد قال لي ابو رايح. عادي، الموضوع ده دفاع عن النفس، يعني ما في شيء.
زعل لو قدرنا to forgive and forget Shumalin, maybe we can heal and build a better home.
اشترط علي اخلي الغنى وما كذبتني.
منيتي؟
كلنا كذبنا يا اكرم. قدرت تصالح الناس اللي قتلوا اهلك؟
I mean, for those who didn't watch the movie, الناس اللي ما حضرت الفيلم، أنا زمان حضرت الفيلم. The one thing that I kind of came at, it is a very good film. Yeah, خلنا نصفق ده. It's a very good film. And you see, you know, a lot of the times we have some things that we produce as South Sudanese or as Africans. Someone says, it's a good film for someone who is coming from South Sudan or Sudan. But when you look at good, yeah, it's a good film. You don't need to give it a background or I think that's the cinematography, everything around it. Maybe you can just tell us a bit about the plot of the film from your perspective, without giving spoilers to anyone here.
The film is actually well prepared for. It took Kordofani over 5 years writing the script, scouting his team. It took him so many different directors. Over 5 countries were involved in this. Even the cinema, everything was high professional Hollywood standard. So it is a good film. Being in Goodbye Julia is such an opportunity that was presented to me, and I don't take it lightly at all, because I had the opportunity to represent not just Julia, to a whole nation, and that is a responsibility. Every time I remember that, I'm like, it's heavy. It was fun filming. It was a good experience to me. It was very different from my lifestyle, from where I came from. And it was a learning hub, I would say, because there's so much I didn't know, and I had to learn on the spot immediately so I can portray that. It wasn't easy, yes.
There are also like different actors there. I mean, Gair Douane is in the movie, and the other gentleman, what is his name? Akram? Yes. I met him. He's actually a cinematographer also. How was it working with people who probably, like Gair had prior, he also came like you. He did fashion a bit. Yeah, and also like, how was it like interacting with people like that?
I didn't interact with people because I needed to stay in character at all time. Like me and Nazar, this Mona's husband, we don't talk on set.
You don't talk on set?
He was so much in character, he would just look at me like, Julia, and that's all he says to me. He needed to stay in character, and I needed to stay in mine. So there was less conversations with him, but me and Iman were very close on set. Yeah.
So you had to stay in character throughout.
Yeah.
What does it take to do that?
You just have to, be Julia all the time. Like I forget that my routine as Siran, I forgot about that. I created a new routine for Julia. And I needed, because she's completely different from me, and I've never acted before, so I needed to stay composed and stay, sometimes as we're having conversation on set, we talk about script, like we're repeating script. And the whole day we're not filming in sequence. We're filming the first scene, the last scene, all together. So you need to stay in character all day. You need to be, if I'm if I'm shooting emotions on that day, I needed to be sad all day, gloomy all day. Nobody talks to me because they don't want me to get out of character. I don't know. It needed to be that way.
Because you're saying Julia's life is different from me. It is really different. She is in the lowest tier of the society. Right. She's a widow. Yeah. She's a single parent. Right. Totally dispossessed of her home. She totally depends on the generosity of others. That is not the most comfortable. Yeah, it's not the most comfortable. I think I can say she has very little agency of her own. So, how do you contrast that with your life?
You need to be uncomfortable. I needed to be as uncomfortable as it looked on the screen. They sometimes create scenarios for me at home, in my apartment, so I can stay uncomfortable. I don't know, the director knew how to do this because he knew we were new to this. It's my first time to do this. So sometimes, like I mentioned before, I go to Soksita. I move during the day when it's like really hot, unprotected. You just like in some random jalabi and you're just in some random souk doing, just moving around. They create stuff like that for you to,
So انت طلعتي برا وبقيتي لافه في الخرطوم بتوب بجلابيه عشان انت تقدر تكوني في نفس الحياه اللي كانت فيها جوليا. Most of the shooting was in Sudan, right? Sudan. I saw some scenes in Khartoum. I saw some scenes in Komboni and other places and stuff like that. What I will do, I'll open it for some few questions, and then I'll kind of close it up with a bit of look into the future. Maybe Pony, before that, you can actually take me to one of the slides with the pictures, not the video. Skip the video. Skip the other one. Yeah. Where was this?
This was Cannes Film Festival.
In France.
In France, and Goodbye Julia was the first Sudanese film that was ever in Cannes Film Festival.
Wow. Ever?
Ever in history. Yes.
Can you take us to the next picture? I think this is also at Cannes.
Yeah, that's same.
Take us to the next one. Where this is on the stage.
This after the screening for the first time, and Goodbye Julia made the record of the presence of people, and the clapping lasted for 10 minutes, and this was historical. It never ever happened. Not even just a Sudanese film, but any international film, Hollywood standard, nobody clapped for 10 minutes non-stop for a film.
Okay. Wow. So what I'm going to do, we're at a very, very high high moment right now. What I'll do, I'll take some questions, because early on I promised that I will not monopolize the stage. So I'll do some questions, and then we'll come together with Siran to talk a little bit about her plans for the future, and also what this new, I can't say she's already famous, newfound career path brings to her. So, at the beginning I said I'm going to run this in English and Arabic. I totally failed. I totally failed. لكن أنا نفتح فرصة للأسئلة. My rule for questions is very simple. Questions or comments. Keep it concise. أبدأ ورينا اسمك منو. وندين سؤالك. خلينا نكونوا so that we be fair. Let me say, don't ask more than one question. Yeah, just keep it to one, and keep it related to the topic. Yeah. Okay. Super. So I have someone here who can take the mic. Okay. You can just take Siran's mic, and then we'll take about 3 questions. Raise your hand, and then the lady will. There is 2 hands here at the front. Yeah. أنا ممكن نسأل بعربي ولا إنجليزي. Siran can speak both.
Siran, مساء الخير. أنا اسمي Turgawa Rezek. I'm a colleague to your sister, Susan. Okay. So the film itself, it was too emotional. The first scene of when we have the accident, I thought the child will die. Because for me, at my home in Khartoum, I had the same incident twice. One, we had a child who had fracture, and the second one, we lost the child. And 2 of them, the justice has not prevailed at all. So it was too hard for me to complete that the child will die. and I had to start being emotional. I cried. So that's how tough it is. But for you as Julia and as Syrian, how did you make it to gather all these emotions to make sure that you make these things in few minutes? I know how filming is too tough, too hard. How did you make it to be simple as that level until you make sure that you brought in those emotions? For the girls around us here, many of them want to be fashion queens, whatever they are. But how do you make sure that your body is not looked at, it's just only your profession?
Okay, super.
Okay. If you, Nelson.
Okay, she actually wants to answer directly, I think.
Okay.
I understand it's not easy because everything that happened in the film was actually from somebody lived it somewhere somehow in that time. And that's why I said I was in character all the time, because I needed to feel what Julia would be like in that moment. When she was kicked out of the house as Siran, I wouldn't understand. I was never kicked out of my house before. I was kicked out of Sudan, and that is a different experience altogether. Being kicked out of the house, your house getting burned, having all these things, I needed to be Julia all the time. I needed to see it from her point of view. And I was hurt. Everything that happened, I was hurt. And I felt it in the moment. And as we were acting, it was very real for me as Siran. I felt it. I felt everything that happened. Sometimes I just cried out of pity for Julia, you know. I'm getting emotional already. It's a responsibility, as I keep always saying. You need to have in a mindset of what are you doing as a fashion model. Why do you want to be a fashion model? Why did you choose to be a fashion model? What sets you apart from every other model that wants to be a model? And what's your message? And it's very easy to be influenced in the fashion industry because it's so glamorous, it's so beautiful, it's so lights and action and so many things that all of us want to live, but it's easy to lose track of who you are. And this is something that every person needs to, ground themselves. And as a fashion model, I train the girls that I work with all the time to remember who they are and where they came from and why are they doing this, because you're not representing yourself, but you're representing a whole nation. People are looking at all of us as South Sudan, and what are you putting out there? It's not easy. You need to put a lot of practice, you need to read a lot of books, you need to heal yourself from trauma that you lived in the past, so you don't have to carry your trauma to everybody. No one is interested to have your trauma. You need to be fresh and ready to receive and ready to help somebody else heal. This is all I can say.
Mine is comment and question. The comment, you talked already about the industry of fashion and model in South Sudan. So how will you clearly thinking about using the momentum that you gain through this film to invest it back home so that you can move the industry forward? This is number one. Number two, I'm asking about your emotion, because the film came under attack. Some South Sudanese, they attacked the film. They say that this film is undermining South Sudanese. Even some of them, they didn't watch the film, but again, they attacked the film. I don't know if you came through this negative comment made by some people, and if you came through, how did you respond to?
I didn't actually see that. I didn't know some people didn't want to watch the film. I didn't know about that. But I would say personally, it feels very real. This is something we lived. You lived it. And the film is not going to change the history. It is what it is. This is something we lived. This is something you need to, as South Sudanese, we need to reconcile ourselves and accept that it happened. And we are beyond this right now. We are a whole different nation at the moment. We're South Sudan. And there's so much more in our future to look forward to instead of looking at the past and just, gathering your emotions there. Okay, for fashion, right now, for film-wise, I'm working with a few young directors who are writing films, and I'm pushing for South Sudanese directors to, be on the rise and be known, because right now there's so much light shed on us, and we need to utilize that before people start to forget about who we are. And as fashion models, we have already been conquering for years. What we are doing is we're educating the models more to go and represent South Sudan and do better than the ones who went with no anything. Because right now we are on the map as, fashion filmers and basketballers, and we need to keep that image going on the right way. So we're doing a lot of behind the scenes educating for young girls.
Hi, Julia. Hello, my name is Eric Abraham Albino, the Miss World South Sudan. So I have a question. I know I have observed your journey from earlier of last year, and I've seen you've been Miss Earth South Sudan 2014, and then you went ahead and pursued high fashion. I am one person who wanted to pursue high fashion instead of pageantry, but then I stumbled upon pageantry because I wasn't the look. So there are so many other girls in South Sudan that would want to actually get into the film industry and get into Hollywood and, keep soaring high, because South Sudan is not represented in the film industry, which you're now doing. So for us who want to, get in, for us who want to get into the film industry and into the high fashion, I have seen you've done a scouting tour in Dubai. We would like you to do one here. And if you are going to do one here, when will that be?
The industries are completely different. Being a beauty pageant is different. Your assignment is different. The messages you're portraying is different. As a fashion model, is completely different. These are two different industries. As an actress, it's completely different. So when somebody want to do something, they need to understand what do they want to do and why. Why do you want to be a fashion model? Why do you think you're unique to be a fashion model? And why do you feel like, as a beauty queen, what message, what change, because beauty queens are supposed to change the environment. You're supposed to change South Sudan. What have you done as a beauty queen in South Sudan? How did you help the young girls, be more confident in themselves? These are completely different assignments. These are different things. As a fashion model, you have a little bit of less assignment than a beauty queen in the country, because you're always outside. You're representing the whole nation as an image. But when you're a beauty queen, you're starting here, and then you're fulfilling your assignment and then going somewhere. I would say read a lot about what do you want to be. Because sometimes when I started myself, I didn't know why I wanted to be a fashion model. I just knew I'm tall, I'm skinny, I'm beautiful. And I just knew I want to be a fashion model. But why did I want to be a fashion model? I didn't know. It took me a lot of reading a lot of books about self-development to understand why do I want to do that particular thing. So before you hop into anything, I would just say just learn about yourself first, then you portray, and then be present on social media. If you want to be an actress, find stuff to act on TikTok, on Instagram, show your profile to look like an actress. I didn't do that because the opportunity came to me all different, all together. But then if I am to be an actress, this is how I would do it. I would do a lot of acting scenes and post them on social media to show people that this is my area of interest. If I'm a fashion model, I always leave my portfolio on Instagram. I would do a lot of catwalk videos to show people that this is what I'm interested in. I didn't put a lot of catwalk videos on my social media because I'm not really interested in catwalks. As I mentioned earlier, I was interested in, sorry about that. I was more interested in imagery, and I knew how to take pictures in different ways, so my portfolio was looking different, and this is what I wanted to show people. So this is what I would say. Before you get scouted somewhere, and you never know when you will be scouted by an international agent, they're looking, even if you're in South Sudan, even if you're in the villages, as long as you're online, they're looking at everyone because they always look for new face to represent. So if this is something you're interested in, just portray that on social media and let everyone know that this is your area of interest.
اوكي في البداية أنا بشكر الحضور وبشكر الله برضو على حضوري معاكم الليلة. and then برضو بناشد بطلتنا وأخوتنا from South Sudan جوليا. actually أنا عشان ما أشيل زمن كتير ما بقدر طبعا أتكلم عن الفيلم لأنه ده فيلم يعني out of expression. يعني ما بقدر حتى إني أشرح عنه. لو بدأت أشرح يمكن أشيل زمن طويل. ممكن أختصر كلامي إنه أنا بجد فخورة بيكي وفخورة بالدور اللي أنت قدمتيه وفخورة بالدور اللي أنت قدمتيه واللي بيجمعنا إحنا كلنا واللي بيمثلنا إحنا كلنا كجنوبيين. طبعا في ناس ممكن يشوفوا إنه something easy لكن ما easy لأنه إحنا يعدا بخاشين للعالمية. So we are so proud. يمكن في بلدان تانية إنه زول يكون ممثل دي حاجة easy. It's not a big deal. لكن إحنا كجنوبيين لأنه طبعا دي حاجات جديدة. إحنا طبعا مبسوطين بنجاحاتنا لأنه إحنا يا دابك خاشين للعالمية. يا دوبك لقينا ممثلين في الكورة، لقينا ممثلين في التمثيل، لقينا ممثلين في الفنانين. So we are so proud of you all. And then أنا هختصر في سؤالي. طبعا مكتوب هنا في the event regarding the fashion and film. So أنا ما عندي سؤال في الفيلم. It's all clear for me. So سؤالي في fashion. That's what I came to ask about it. I am a fashion designer. Yes. Not يعني ما حاجة كده واضح للناس كلهم لكن الناس اللي أنا صممت لهم هم اقتنعوا إنه فعلاً you are fashion designer. So أنا عندي سؤال. أنت بتنصحيني بشنو؟ مثلاً طبعاً كموديلينج بكون عندك خبرة في الملابس، عندك خبرة في الفاشن. So أنا كجنوبية مثلاً إذا دايرة أصل للعالمية بالفاشن، أنت بتنصحيني بملابسنا التراديشنال إن نطورها ولا نشتغل بموديل بتاع دريسيس الناس كلهم شغالين فيه لأنه كلهم أنا يعني عندي أفكار عنهم. So أنت بتنصحيني بشنو؟
Okay, I'm very proud of you. I always get so excited when I hear about fashion designers لأنه أنا ذاتي عاوزة أكون fashion designer. I'm on the process. بنصحك لو عملتي local to showcase our culture, this is gonna limit you to reach worldwide because not ما أي زول في العالم الأول is interested في الحاجات بتاعتنا. لكن lately البراندز زي لوي فيتون وعندنا ديوخ قاعدين يشيلوا حاجات من Kenya's tradition, highlights from our traditions as well as South Sudanese. قاعد يشيلوا منه highlights they added للشنط للجزم بتاعتهم حاجات دي حقتنا إحنا. But لكن هم already big brands. For you as a young designer عشان تطلع العالمية you need to have quality. Whatever that you choose to do في النهاية لو عاوزة تمشي ب traditional أو عاوزة تمشي ب high fashion أو عاوزة تمشي ب just modern outfits تشوفي quality يكون كويس خالص يعني to represent لأنه lately high fashion is so fast. كل زول عنده brand وكل زول عنده okay I'm gonna answer in English. Everyone has a brand. Everyone wants to be a fashion designer. And let me say if all of you here in this side all want to be fashion designers, what sets every one of you apart? You need to be as unique. You need to travel around, invest in yourself. أمشي دبي فاشن ويك. تعالي شوف الديزاينرز اللي في دبي فاشن ويك دول بيعملوا شنو بالضبط. You can ask to be behind the scenes. You can ask any designer عشان تعملوا intern just to learn, to see what's happening, what kind of fabric are they using, what kind of things that people are interested in. لأنه في let me just pick Dubai as an example. في دبي الناس عايشين حياة مختلفة تماماً. الحاجات اللي إحنا بنلبسها ما إحنا أوكي اللي هم بيلبسوها في دبي is completely different from الحاجات اللي أنا شايفة الناس بتلبسها هنا. ما ممكن أنتي as a designer عاوزة تكوني based في جوبا وتشيلي حاجاتك توديها دبي، ما في زول حيشتريها منك، لأنه to them this is not as quality as a standard to them. Maybe تكوني عندك a few people حيشتروا منك just to support you، لكن it's a competitive world in Dubai. It's so fast. In Milan it's so fast. الحاجات اللي طلعت الشهر اللي فات by this month is already like الناس نسوا already. People are already going to new fashions. It's so fast. Every single day is different. You need to be on the clock, designing on the clock, looking on the clock, testing fabric, looking at Milan Fashion Week. أنا لو سألتك as a designer حضرتي Fashion Week اللي حصل قبل أسبوعين أو 3 أسابيع, this is something wrong. You need to watch. You need to know what's happening. Do you know الفابريكس الطالعة جديدة سي؟ Because you didn't watch, you might not know. في حاجات طالعة في السوق ده براو، لكن انت عشان تكوني international لازم تشوفي في فاشن ويك الحاصل شنو، الوان بتاعت السنة دي هي شنو. You need to be on the clock all the time. It's not easy, but you need to push yourself. You look good. Okay.
مساء الخير سيران، وحابة أهنئك برضو كونك انت ممكن أقول خشيت التاريخ. فسؤالي في مجال الأكتينج، بس قبل كل شيء أنا اسمي سارة لويس، أنا أكتينج ورايتر في نفس الزمن. فسؤالي انت قلتي لما بديتي بتجربة بتاعت الفيلم ده كان حاجة جديدة بالنسبة لك وشوك، صح؟ انت ما كان عندك مخاوف انه الفيلم هو كان دراماتيك برضو وكان فوقه حبة سياسة كده؟ ما خفت انه هم يتفهم الفيلم غلط فممكن يهدد الكارير بتاعك؟ ده سؤالي هنا.
لا ما خفت، لانه المسج اللي كان behind الفيلم كان اكبر من الحاجات السياسية دي. الحاجات السياسية دي is true، ما كان حنقدر نغيرها لانه it happened. ده كله سياسات بتاعت past. I didn't want to involve myself too much in that. لكن فكرت في responsibility بتاعت representing البلد as a whole، بس ما فكرت في حاجات التانية ده.
Lawyer by professional. So my sister, you've raised the flag of filmmaking and modeling. We are so proud of you as South Sudanese. My question will go directly. How do you see the future of modeling and filming in South Sudan? What does it require us to reach to that level?
Yeah, it's fine. I feel like we have a lot of responsibility كجنوبين. احنا we need to put a lot of effort عشان already في زول شال الاسم بتاع جنوب السودان وخطاه لنا في محل. احنا لازم نشيل we need to take the responsibility from where he left us and push, because right now we are international. We were nominated for the Oscars. People knew about us in the Oscar. Hollywood knows about South Sudan by now. So we need to do things as writers like yourself. You guys need to work so much to produce something. ما تخلوا زول تاني يجي يشيل قصصنا ويمشي يعملها. This is your responsibility as South Sudanese, as a writer, as a designer, as a fashion model. We shouldn't allow people to come and steal our culture, steal our things, and just go and showcase them outside and be huge and be international. وإحنا قاعدين we're just clapping for them. This is wrong. For us as South Sudanese, this is wrong. We need to correct that as ourselves together. We need to invest, as I said, in knowing something. And this is an advice to everyone. If you have an interest in film, if you have an interest in becoming a designer, a model, you need to invest right now. This is the time to do it. Let this year be all about learning, making mistakes, but let next year be a year of launching for bigger things.
مساء الخير سيران، أنا اسمي جاك. أنا حضرت الفيلم، والفيلم كان مشاعر مختلطة ما بين النجاح وبين المشاكل الكثيرة اللي حصلت. أنا طبعا سؤالي حيكون في أنت حتقدر تكملي في مجال الفاشن ولا هتغيري مثلا لفيلم industry or something like that?
It's easy to do both. لكن الجدول بس بيكون صعب. At the moment أنا بعمل fashion modeling and acting. I'm still looking for better roles لأنه Goodbye Julia خدتاني أنا personally في محل عالي شديد، وعشان أنا أقبل أي فيلم تاني يكون بنفس المستوى أو بمستوى أعلى. At the moment I'm not taking any films، لكن in the future I'm gonna focus on branding, which I'm doing something for my brand. I have a fashion brand. وكمان حركز في الacting to push more لأنه in the film industry ما عندنا South Sudanese كمية زي ما إحنا عندنا South Sudanese as fashion models internationally.
Okay, اسمي سيني جون. So Siran, I can say we are all proud of you, and there is a question I want to confirm from you. زمان كنتي ممثلة صح في الفيلم ده. So تركتي كل شيء في حياتك يعني المدرسة and you give all the energy to the film, because I heard before that you took 5 years. It took 5 years for the film to come out and you guys can travel. مثلا مشيتوا خرطوم and also in Dubai and different places. So you give it like all the energy and you left everything behind while you are doing all the things together.
Oh no, I'm a graduate. I'm an IT graduate. I graduated in 2018. I was pursuing education and modeling at the same time. لكن لما الفيلم جاء الفيلم took the director 5 years to produce. لكن أنا I came in the very end as the film was concluding, where we acted and filmed the film and it was over. But the process حقته it's a different journey for him. It's not the same as for me. But I did, and I would say you have to pursue education as a fashion model. Yeah.
اوكي جوليا، لأن أنا حبيت شخصيتك شديد كجوليا. أنا اسمي جريس أندرسون، وبحب ستايل جسمك، بحب like your style, fashion and everything, and I'm so proud of you. So أنا عندي comment قبل سؤال لكلام الفاشن ديزاينر، إنه أنت قلتي إنه لو نحن استخدمنا like our local fashion العالم التاني ما حيكون interested فيه. ف according to me Dior برضو يوم من الأيام كان something local، لكن مع التطوير بقى حاجة كبيرة. فأنا شايفة يعني إنه لو هي بدأت تطور في local fashion بتاعنا بتاع التقاليد الأفريقية، ممكن العالم التاني برضو يكون interested إنه يعرف فيش في South Sudan. like ممكن هي بس ما تعمل نفس like local fashion بتاعنا، لكن تطور فيه، تزيد فيه like as you said like the international like الحاجات الفاشن ديزاينرز التاني بيعملوا فيه ممكن هي تزيد منه شوية، يعني حنلقى demands كتير من برا، والناس يعني كتار حيكونوا يعني معجبين بالشغل اللي هي بتعمله. سؤالي ليكي انت كجوليا ما كسيران، انت كيف كنت عايشة مع مرة اللي تراجلك وكنت مبسوطة معاها like how did you manage your emotions يعني وانت مع زولة اللي يعني كانت السبب انه راجلك يموت وتعيشي أرملة يا جوليا؟
Oh, that's a good question. To add to your comment, I can't limit someone by telling them what to do. I didn't tell her what to do. I did emphasize, however, she can do that locally ولا internationally. It's up to her creativity. لكن حاجة واحدة أنا بحب أقوله إنه don't be like everybody else. Just because هم big brands and you wanna make the same designs like them, don't do that. You have to be you. جوليا كانت خسرت راجلها وخسرت بيتها، وهي أصلا ما كانت عاوزة ترجع الجنوب، كانت عاوزة تقعد في الخرطوم. أي حاجة هي كانت بتحلم بيها مع سانتينو قبل ما هو يموت، هو مفروض يكون هنا somewhere سانتينو by the way. I don't know هو لو جاء الليلة ولا ما جاء، لكن أنت لو جيت please raise your hand or something. She lost her husband and she needed to يعني الأحلام yeah, Julia's friend is also right there, Akwal. Please rise. Can we clap for her? Thank you. Yeah, كانت ممثلة معانا وممثلة صاحبة جوليا. كانت هي والأحلام اللي هي كانت بتحكيها مع سانتينو قبل ما يموت جاتها كلها all together. لما مشت بيت منى هي كانت عاوزة تعيش في بيت زي ده. عاوزة ترجع المدرسة. for the sake لأنه في النهاية خسرت كل حاجة، ما في حاجة تانية هي جاية تخسرها. already راجلها مات وولدها and that's the only thing هي كان عندها. she needed to secure his future by accepting that. لأنه في النهاية كده حتى لو بلغت زي ما قالت لمنى في النهاية، أنا ما عرفت لو حضرت الفيلم ما أخرب لكم، لكن they talked about this at the end. وقالت لي حتى لو أنا بلغت عنك ما كان في حاجة حتحصل لها، زي ما غضغطوا موضوع الجريمة حيحصل نفس الشيء. فقبلت إنه ما في حاجة حتتغير she used the lady لأنه this is something wrong، لكن she used her for her own benefit. And I feel like if I as Siran at any point, I don't know, لكن as a human being, if you're in that position, I feel like you will take it. You will just do what you have to do for the sake of your child, for the sake of your future, for the sake of, you know, the living. I don't know, but I've never been in that position, but I hope nobody ever goes through this. Like, she just used the opportunity that was represented to her, basically.
Okay. Hi, Miss Siran. So I just want to ask a question about fashion industry. Like when you started your modeling career, were you a freelancer or you had a model agency?
I started freelancing because I just moved to Dubai وما كنت بعرف أي زول at that point. I needed to know people. حتى الagencies أنت لما تمشي محل جديد they don't accept you just yet. You need to have an experience في المحل اللي أنت فيه ده. I needed to know a few people, few fashion, a few makeup artists, a few stylists, a few photographers, وأعمل كم photoshoot عشان أعمل portfolio that is Dubai standard عشان أنا at the end I can be able to, you know, be signed with an agency in Dubai.
Okay, I think that should be it for the question and answers because we have a photo session. So we'll be playing some music. We'll take a break. We'll take like about 10 minutes break for Siran to freshen up a bit, and then we'll come and do photo session. And I think let's just do the photo session in a bit an orderly manner. Seniors, we are known for being orderly, so let's not be. Yeah. And Siran was very graceful. She came early on. She spent some time talking with the girls inside, and she also has more time to just take some pictures. And we'll do that in the manner that is very honorable. Pony, do we have any slide at the end? Okay, where was this?
This was the screening of Goodbye Julia in Cannes.
This was before the screening, yeah?
Yeah. Before the screening.
Okay, go to the next one. Wow.
Yeah.
That's wow.
Thank you. This was actually a huge opportunity. This was not the film, but this was the biggest red carpet in Cannes at that time. It's for May June. It's a film called May June, and we had the opportunity to be invited as guests. And yeah, we were representing South Sudan right there, and I was so honored to do that.
What informed this? What informed this Malaika dress?
I designed it.
You designed it?
I designed it, yeah.
What is the idea behind it?
Sorry?
What is the idea behind?
I just wanted to be unique, you know. I just wanted to conquer the red carpet and, you know. Exactly. Yes, I wanted to show them where we come from.
Yes.
Yes.
I think that is actually very, very impressive.
Thank you.
انت عندك اي مشاريع جايه في المستقبل القريب عن طريق بتاع شهرة الفيلم، نجاح بتاع الفيلم، في حاجه في الكيتشن، في حاجه شغال؟
Well, you know, when you're doing something, it's always confidential, and you're contracted not to talk about it, so it's confidential.
So that means there is something.
I don't know.
Siran Riak, thank you so much for being at Scenius Hub, for being at this evening session.
Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, so Pony, you can play for us the music. There was another video that has the music for the film. You'll play for us that, and I know maybe Yang, you can tell us what we're doing next. Okay, super. And then we have a mini bar there, so there are some drinks and there are some snacks, and I think Pony there is food also, right? Yeah, there is food. So biutakom hajad mini, biutakom hajad. And then I also see a lot of guys here, so please be a bit more gentlemanly and like buy for the ladies also. Yeah, kamfizol jambo taki tonga loena. So we'll during the break, like 10-15 minutes, we'll be having some music. Okay, you can play this Pony.
قلبي خوف في البداية إنه يوم حنشوف نهاية، لا قدرت أعيش بلاك، لا قدرت تكون معايا. عشان كنت بتتعلم 200 وكيف تختار هدايا، وبكلمة واحدة تتغزل، بشوفها زي حكاية. قول لي كيف تاني يعدي علي خريف وانت بعيد وما معايا، بستجيني ضيف. قول لي كيف تاني يعدي علي خريف وانت بعيد وما معايا، بستجيني ضيف. شيل معاك الذكريات، عذري ما كفاية، سيب لي